So, y'all, I want y'all to make one critique about each other in a relationship way, like to help them get into a relationship. So, tell him what he can do to possibly find the girl of his dreams. Y'all tell them what they could do to possibly find the guy of their dreams. And then me and her are also going to give y'all advice to help y'all find the perfect person. You can go ahead and go first, man. Go ahead and tell her what can she do to find the perfect man that she's looking for.
I'm
Her 6'1",
sensitive.
her 6'1", 100K a year man.
I'm just
He wants to tell me so.
I'm just doing her.
No, do both of them. You can start with her.
Both of them. All right. I mean, shit.
Look me in my eyes.
No, for sure that. I do that all the time. So with you, honestly, I mean, since you said you already at six figures, right?
Mhm.
And you looking for a man with six figures and above.
Mhm.
I mean, shit, I can't knock that off because you there. You know what I'm saying? You speaking on something you with. Uh, and I honestly, I ain't really got no critiques on you. You just got to be more like knowledgeable and understand like getting a six figure dude ain't always gonna be just yours. I ain't even gonna lie.
Hey.
It's gonna come with some others, because it might be a girl that come and spot his mind, do it just like you, but like he likes something she do that you don't.
I'm not even gonna argue
Like, that's
because
just-
I've experienced
that's
it.
just-
Because high value men like that are like that.
Most of the time,
Yeah.
and it's
I
because
think it's a unicorn when you find a guy that doesn't cheat that
Yeah.
makes a lot of money.
Yeah,
I
I'm
call
gonna-
myself a unicorn all the
I'm
time.
gonna
100%.
keep going for it, but I hear you.
No
Yeah.
black man cheats anyways.
Chang.
But why just go for it though?
What do you mean?
As opposed to, what if you find the guy of your dreams and he's not six figures?
Is he going?
Huh?
Is he on his way?
Mm.
Is he on? Well, but what if he's high five figures? What if he's five figures?
Is he on the way?
On the way to what?
On the way to
To
six
six
figures.
figures.
Like, does he have drive to make more money? Is
Yeah.
what she's asking.
That's all I'm asking, to be honest.
Okay.
Drive.
If
like,
that's the
come
case, then
on.
another thing I would say, probably don't limit
Mhm.
your soulmate to that amount, because honestly, like you, that it's like you ignoring a bunch of other dudes who would do a lot of stuff for you that six figure dude won't even think about doing.
That's a
And
good point.
honestly, he
Yeah.
won't keep doing it just for you. He would do it to like six other women, and you'll
Gotcha.
never know. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, a six figure dude ain't gonna be at the house. He's gonna be out.
And that's
Okay,
facts.
so what range, you guys?
I
Well,
think the 100K, right? Like it makes sense in theory, and we know that. This is why
Yeah.
we speak on this. Like and I see this on Fresh and Fit all the time. They say as women make more money, their options get slimmer.
Mhm.
As men make more money, their options broaden, right?
should've just
And
stayed
you
with
want
it.
to
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
No,
you
for
should
real.
have,
Honestly.
100%.
So the method behind that madness is that as a guy makes more money, he's not like, oh, this girl has to make as much or more than me, right? He's
Mhm.
like, this girl looks good. She can provide what I need. She meets my expectations. She's not being a thought, right? As a woman makes more money, he's like, she's like, this dude's a bum if he's not making six figures like me. I'm getting this money.
Mm.
He needs to be as good or better than me. He's the head of household, and that's why I was touching on her point for so long.
Mhm.
Is just because like women expect the man to be a little bit above them in terms of monetary status, not in terms of everything. I'm not saying men are better than women. I'm just saying in terms of monetary status, most times. And it, like, for instance, she said the 60K and she'd make 30, 40, whatever, right? So just be cognizant of that, and the fact that the right man can come along, and if he's not making that six figures, you really shouldn't just be like, oh, 100K or
off.
nothing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, the top 10% of people, or 20%, it's either 10 or 20% are 6 feet or above, and then
It's smaller than that for
It's really
6 feet.
smaller
It's
than
super
that.
small
for
for 6
6 feet, and then you also got to factor in, once you do the 100K, then you also got to factor in what part of them are straight men. Then you got to factor in which ones are single.
I've done
Which-
the peanuts.
yeah.
I've done the peanuts.
Yeah,
I've moved
so-
them.
Like
It's
Fresh and
getting
Fit
very
likes to use this website that's
Shout
like
out
a
to Fresh and
formula.
Fit.
Yeah, shout out to Fresh and Fit. They like to do this formula, and they'll put in what the girl's wants are,
Mhm.
and it'll tell you the percentage chance of it. And dude, like for the six figures, 6'1" guy, it's always like less than 1%. It's always less than 1%. So
Right.
you'd have to talk to. I mean, I know a lot of guys hit you up, so there's chance, but. No, it's very hard to find a guy that's actually those things. And like he was saying, as a woman makes more money, women like to be with a guy that makes 58% more than them. That's what the statistics show. Most women want a guy that makes 58%. So if you're making 100K a year, you really want a guy who makes 150.
No,
And that's just like, and I can
But
already
are
tell
you
that without.
are you prepared to pay the price for that? Because again, when you're making that much money, with each promotion that I got, they wanted that much more of my time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so basically I was competing in a man's world. So when you have a man that's making 150, you got to prepare yourself for the fact you're not going to have that quality time.
Yeah.
You're not going to, you might get gifts, but it becomes what is more important. What became more important for me was time.
Mhm.
And does he possess, because my ex-husband, my daughter's father, he was a six-figure guy. He worked all the time.
Mhm.
To the point that my daughter said, well, Mom, you think I've saved my allowance so I can pay for my dad to spend some time with me? Do you really want that?
Oh my God, it's like a
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
that's tough.
so would you rather have a man that maybe make close to what you make, or maybe even if he makes 80 and you are 100,000, you guys are putting it together. Technically, I make more than my husband, technically,
Mhm.
but it was never an issue because it was ours. And he provided me everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. So I think we do ourselves a disservice when we just say, well, this. So, I think we need to particularly like you just said, the more money we make, and let's not forget the older we get.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep it 1,000 wow. Our pool shrinks.
Mhm.
I can't say I had a bigger pool when I was younger.
Yeah.
I'd say that.
And you
You
just
said
said
you're 29, right?
just think
29.
about what
Oh.
what you guys said earlier about like the handyman, right? So if he's doing all those other things, that's saving you guys a lot of money. Same thing with the women, like I said before. If they're staying at home with the kids, making the dinner, you come home, you're not spending the money on the groceries,
Mhm.
whatever it may be. You got to like factor that in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate the perspective.
Not for real.
So, men out there, I'm going 50K.
Oh, yeah.
5'7".
Hey, I have a man by next week.
I got one question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
For you, Shotzi.
Yes.
Earlier today, you were talking about your relationship with the guy, the high value man that you're with that made six figures,
Mhm.
and that you left him because he cheated on you more than 50 times.
Yeah.
If you weren't able to settle down with that guy,
Tripping.
why do you think that you wanted again?
If I'm being totally and completely honest, it came with more than that, more than just cheating. The relationship was also beginning to be abusive, emotionally and physically. So I chose to remove myself from that situation. So there you go. If you
So
want to go there,
49
let's go
times
there.
is the limit, y'all.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. Honestly, if you guys find out, and I think I was being a little young and naive about the situation. I didn't want to believe it, even though I knew in my heart and soul that was happening. I kind of just went along with it because I'm like, okay, maybe it's not that deep.
Well, whenever a guy's fully providing for you, because you said that he was
Yeah.
fully being taken care of, sometimes that's the thing that you truly care about more than anything. If you're truly being provided for, you'd be surprised how many women, because they're being fully taken care of, they will let a man do that
I'm
type of
not
stuff.
gonna lie, Sergio, it helped. However, I'm 5'7", over 100K. Holla at me, girl. Can't promise monogamy, but I'ma treat you right.
I told you.
Not the after
Wow.
dark.
Hey, y'all ladies want honesty and communication. There you have it.
Yeah, he's-
Yo,
He's
you got to be
upfront.
over 6
So-
feet or
so
loyal for her.
How low do I have to go to get the monogamy? How low?
Listen, all men cheat.
30K?
You can find a unicorn. Yeah, I bet if girls
70.
vetted hard enough, they
think
could find a
70.
unicorn. But women just don't vet hard enough to find a unicorn.
Get that
Like
man
it's
a
super.
chance.
You have to vet very hard. And then
Okay.
even then, if you find that unicorn, the guy that makes 100K, you have to show him that you have genuine desire. But it doesn't matter. It's all about the guy. Like tons of guys make that much money, and they're not gonna give you a relationship because they just don't want to give anybody a relationship. And like it's super hard for me to give advice on something like this because I'm the opposite of most men I meet. Like there's very few men that want relationships and make good money for some reason. I don't understand why, because my girl does a ton for me. She adds to my life a shit ton. I would not be as successful as I am without her. So I'm really confused sometimes why guys who make good money aren't choosing a really good girl, because a really good girl is going to make you more money.
Right.
You're going to do
Hey,
even better.
You hit
it's
the
just-
hammer on the head, the nail on the hammer.
But
Hey,
it all depends on. I've had a lot of relationships that weren't like that. So it all
Okay.
depends on who you meet, you know?
You had to get there.
All right. You got to go ahead and give a critique for her too, man.
for you, I feel like you need to wait like another year and a half or so until you graduate, because right now, like your head is in a good spot, just not where you is. Like I understand, like you want to do they make this certain type of money, and then you also, do you still believe in the 50-50 after the conversation we had?
No, I'm definitely, and at the end of that question too, I was saying I'm definitely leaning towards more. I think I was thinking more 50-50 in means like, like rent. We